Hey, good evening, Augusta Nation. Just leaving the office and in a little bit of a different vehicle here today. We have found some reach-in refrigerators for my wife's bakery, so going to go down to Charleston to pick those up tomorrow morning. And got a trailer behind us, and we're actually in the spray truck. Hadn't been in this truck in a while. I was once the spray technician for our company, and so this was my truck every day. It is our newest truck in the fleet. We've got, this is a 2015 Ford F-250. Nothing fancy, it's the XL, but it's the only truck I've ever bought as far as with financing. So I was going from being a crew leader for maintenance, being out there doing maintenance, to being out there doing all the treatments. So I needed a truck, and we didn't have a whole lot of cash in the bank, so I went and financed this truck so that I could do treatments for myself. And now Jesse Carter is our treatment division manager. He runs all of that, so he takes this truck home. So I borrowed it for the weekend, and just out of curiosity, because I got it I guess about 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago. I bought this from actually the Ford dealership in Charleston, and so I know that pricing of everything used has gone up, especially vehicles. So I Kelly Blue booked it, and I bought it for $26,000. I think we owe about $15,000 on it, and it Kelly Blue booked right now for like $30,000 to $32,000. I don't think I would get that, but I thought that was pretty wild. You rarely ever purchase a vehicle and it actually appreciates in value, so that was pretty cool. I know it's just because of COVID and the supply chain and all that. So, but yeah, this is the only truck we've got, the most expensive truck we ever bought. As a matter of fact, we have, let's see here, how many other trucks do we have? We have 3 trucks that we bought for less than $3,500 a piece. $10,000 truck, a $7,500 truck, and another $10,000 truck. So we really believe in the used truck model. They get the same work done. But so this Friday we had an excellent production week, great weather, all the employees showed up. We're finally fully staffed, which definitely makes me smile, and it's always nice when you have enough people to get the work done, and the folks that are bearing the brunt when you have a labor shortage get a nice rest. Last weekend I think everyone got a good rest. This weekend we had an early Friday, and nobody has to work the weekend at all. So super stoked about that. Going into the weekend, getting some good rest, and it really feels like fall is coming. So super stoked about that. I know the guys needed a rest after 10 super hard weeks of 50 to 60 hours, sometimes even 65 hours out there. So next year we are going to make a large effort to make sure that the work week, even during the hot months of June through September, is not overburdened with labor. So super happy about that. And for anybody listening and watching, what is y'all's thoughts on trucks for your, if you're growing your business to have, let's say to $1 million or more, or at least more than 4 trucks. What's y'all's opinion on purchasing used, with cash, or just the pros and cons of buying used or buying new and having a payment, but you also have the security, of a new vehicle not breaking down. Just let me know your thoughts and what y'all do for yourself. Love to hear it. And if you've ever listened to Mike Andes, he talked about it a bunch as far as comparing what Tigran Gertz does to what the Augusta model is. Just different models. Everyone can have a successful business with differences of how they model their business. So we do purchase used vehicles. I think for us, it's the smartest thing to do. So we have that. And let's see here, what else? So with the bakery, I'm not sure if Sinless Suites, we're under construction. We're waiting on permits. We met with the contractors yesterday, kind of going over just details of where everything's going to be, the measurements of the countertops, different flooring options, and the electrical and things like that. So we've got that underway. I know that originally we wanted to get in there by November 1st, and we asked the new contractors, which I'm sure they're just doing the best they can and don't want to tell us something that is, they can't give us a definitive answer. So it's really in the Lord's hands. I know that, being business owners typically are folks that like to be in control, and that can be something that, when you have something like a build out or something in your business that goes on that has negative financial impact, you want to be able to control it, and it can aggravate you, and really put some serious stress on you and affect you in a negative way. But the way that I like to look at it, and I definitely fail from time to time, more times than I'd like to admit, but if I can allow myself to realize that, all of this, the business being grown, us being successful, and having this business is all given to us by God, and it is all in His control. All of our strength, as well as all of our weakness, will be handled by the Lord in His time. So that helps out. Not seeing where it's going can definitely be scary, but getting all the strength and just knowing that the path that the Lord has is where I want to be. That's what helps out a lot. So we'll see how that goes. We'll keep you updated with the bakery, but we have snagged 2 really good deals on a 3-door true refrigerator. So that's gonna be awesome. Gives us great capacity for all the ingredients. Got those for $5,000 total, and retail would have been over $13,000. So super stoked about that. Get to go to Charleston with my family. That's why I borrowed our only 4-door truck. We can put 2 car seats back there. We got our newborn Jackson, who was 8 weeks old yesterday, and then we got our 3-year-old Caden sitting in the back. My wife will come with us, and we'll go pick up those coolers, and then we'll get to walk downtown Market Street, or walk to Charleston Market, check out the Battery, the waterfront, and Rainbow Row, and just have a good day. So there's a book that we've been reading on Audible, and the researcher, the author, PhD, is Brene Brown, and she does a lot of research in vulnerability, and as far as like a social work discipline. She's got TED Talks. The book that I'm reading now is called Rising Strong, and I'm sure I'll butcher the paraphrase or the topic that I'm trying to put out here, but it was something super interesting from a philosophical standpoint about the question she posed in her research. It's a pretty basic question, but do you believe generally that people are doing the best that they can? And so pretty basic question, and there's typically 2 responses to it. And one's response is people will kind of pause and either say, I really don't know, I can't say for sure, but I want to believe that is correct, that people do the best they can with their current situation, and you have that belief. And the other belief is an affirmative, and it's an immediate no. And just to give you some context, you've got people that are downtrodden. Let's just say even helping out somebody, bringing them food, and they don't have enough money to feed their kids, and I think the example she gave was these deacons that helped out in the ministry, brought food to this guy that lived in the desert. I don't know if it was Arizona or Texas or where it was, and lived with his 6 kids, was an alcoholic, and a lot of times he would trade that food for booze, and the kids wouldn't get it. So frustration built up, and animosity, and just resentment towards this man that the deacons were helping. And Brene posed this question to them, and said, what if, or I could pose this hypothetical, and said, what if I had word from the highest power, which is God, especially their deacons, their highest power, that Joe, I'll call him Joe is doing the best that he can. And the deacons kind of sat back and said, well, I would, feel differently about bringing the food. I would, take it as a blessing that they're able to do that for him, and that is, kind of a mission from God. Either that, or they would set boundaries and say that due to the resentment this is causing, I'm no longer able to do this for you. So kind of set barriers and boundaries, but you wouldn't have that resentment anymore. And so I thought it was a really cool. I've never thought about it before, but I know that in my younger years, I guess probably from 16 to 22, 24 even maybe, I was positive, but I was hard on other people, and I would take a lot of hurt that I had, a lot of trauma, and I would put it on others, that I get on my soapbox and feel self-righteous and say, hey man, they're not trying hard enough, they're lazy. And when nowadays, as far as I believe that me following my life through a Christ-filtered lens and using God as my guidance, and also wanting to love my neighbor, it helps. And I have a different philosophy now. So I thought it was cool. So I've been in both extremes and still fail at seeing that sometimes. But I just wanted to put that out there. And Brene Brown does great research, and I really like her Audible books. Rising Strong is one I'm reading right now. There's another one about vulnerability. But I just want to share that. We do have an Audible account that all of our team has, and I'm sure one day they'll use it and it'll be there. I don't think most of them have checked it out yet, but that's okay. And I'm gonna lead by example and not gonna judge them, and know that whenever that time is, they will use our Audible resources to grow personally or financially, and that will be there. So sorry for all the rambling. I just wanted to share that, and about to turn into the neighborhood here, enjoy evening with the family. I'll probably shoot some Nerf guns with my 3-year-old, and probably shoot the wife too, because that's pretty fun. So hope y'all have a great weekend. Let me know if you're working, if you're in the grind, if you're able to, this time of year, if you're out there and the yards are slowing up and you've finally gotten a reprieve, which is where we're at, which is super nice. Feel really, really happy and blessed about that. But until Monday morning, hope y'all have a great one, and we will see you then.